live, just waiting for the confirmation we're probably already live. But we are, in fact, now live. Yes. So welcome to the Slam Jam Wrestling Show here on the Extreme Improv Xstreamed YouTube channel, as well as the Slam Jam YouTube channel. Now, this was an important show to do because I did announce on the last show that this would be the end of an era show. So this would be like the last show of the current look, the current format, and then we're going to go to a brand spanking new look one day next week. Not sure what day it will be yet. Whichever day I can muster the most of the Slam Jammers together. But Gav, you are here, and I always appreciate that. How are you?
That's all right. My hands have disappeared. They're up in the air, but yeah.
It's so annoying with green screens. Like, look at my green screen. It's just like, oh, hang on. Oh, look, wait a minute. A ghost from the past is joining us.
Oh, wait.
Hello.
Wow. I haven't seen you in a long time.
How you doing, Sarajit?
Yeah, I just returned home.
Good. So, I was just saying, Sarajit, this is the end of an era episode of Slam Jam, because this is the last one where it's going to look and feel exactly like it does, and then it's like NXT went to 2.0, we're going to go to Slam Jam 2.0, and then in 6 months' time, I realise it didn't work, and we'll go back to the original. Right. So, but yeah, let's talk about some wrestling, guys. I assume you've both seen Bad Blood from this weekend.
Yeah.
What's our initial impressions or reactions? We had the Hell in the Cell. We had the Bloodline.
Yeah. I really love the pay-per-view. God, I can't speak. I really love the pay-per-view. It was really good, particularly the Hell in the Cell.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
I think that was probably my favourite Hell in a Cell ever.
Do you know what? I wouldn't dispute that myself either. To be honest, like it felt like a return to making not just it's another they're doing a Hell in a Cell. It really felt like they put everything into it.
Yeah, definitely. They told a brilliant story.
Yeah.
Even at the start of the match, which you don't really see that much. They actually met in the middle.
Do you know what? I missed the start. This damn pay-per-view. Right, okay, hang on. We'll get into it fully, guys. Okay. But what was with this pay-per-view? Why did it start at like 11 p.m. UK time? It was on 2 hours early.
Yeah, they wanted to get the UFC in as well afterwards. So.
I know. I just haven't had time to go back. I am going to watch the whole match from the beginning. Like, I was... Like, the match went quite long, because I watched a lot of that match. And yet I was at least 15 minutes late to the show. Wow.
Yeah. I think it was just... Like, when I looked at the clock after the match, I saw an hour and 5 minutes go past. So I was just like, really? Was it that long?
Wow. But, yeah. I mean, I guess they might have like had the intro to the show, welcome to it, like
kind of stuff. Yeah,
coming down the aisle and stuff like that. But that's crazy, especially since this is Punk's third televised match.
Yeah.
Well, not including the Royal Rumble, but isn't it crazy? CM Punk's been back for a year, and the only person he's wrestled is Drew McIntyre. Sarah G, what were some of your thoughts on the Hell in the Cell? Hell in the Cell.
It was like the old WWE was back.
Yes.
There was action. There was blood. There was storytelling, and what I mainly liked about the Hell in a Cell was the ending. I mean, if you check the history of Hell in a Cell, every time what happens is that an opponent closes the door when they enter the Hell in a Cell. Yeah. But this time it was Punk who closed the door when he exited the match. Yeah. It was like, okay, now it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, like, from the very first Hell in a Cell, they were like escaping the cell, and like from the very first one, and then obviously that was Shawn Michaels and the Undertaker, and then Mick Foley famously said, well, what have I got to do to top that? I'm going to start on the cell and stuff like this. So to have a match which very much stayed inside, they'd got the toolbox, Drew McIntyre, head split open. I think they said 15 or 17 staples in his head.
And the funny thing is, I was there thinking, like beforehand, I'm not even sure if I actually mentioned it on the show. I was like, I don't really want to see a toolbox, but they actually used it and it worked.
Yeah,
they actually done it really well. So,
I mean, they did well. Look, they literally used the toolbox. You know, so it's like they get the toolbox and what they're going to use from it, sure, but then literally bang, and you know, so some people on the Twitterverse are like criticizing that spot and like, oh, Punk is dangerous, broken glass, blah blah blah, and stuff like this, hypocrisy. But you know, it's not ballet as they say, and that was an unfortunate thing. But obviously, they were both going to be like split open. There was going to be tons of blood in it. Using all of the beads was a nice touch as a callback to their storyline that they've been going through overall. But I thought it was a fantastic way to start the show. Should have been the main event. Like, we'll get to the main event in a while, I guess. But absolutely nothing could follow that. Nothing did follow that on that show.
Well,
yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say an appearance from someone at the end, but yeah.
Do you know what? Like that. Well, we could jump there now because everything in between is honestly is kind of filler, to be honest. I'll give my quick thoughts on. Well, yeah, let's jump to the end, right? So The Rock returned. Like in our group chat, I just said at the end of this because I knew like not many people were watching it live, so I didn't want to give spoilers. But my comment was that was a journey because we'd gone from like where it looked with the Tonga kids arriving to, oh, who's that? Oh, it's Jimmy Uso has returned, and then it was that they then go to beat up Cody, and then Jimmy and Roman go back. Oh, shall we help? Yeah, let's go and help. And it was interestingly, Jimmy was the one that said, no, let's go and help, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And so they go and help, and then it still isn't over, and it's like, so, like, Jimmy Uso could have turned up a lot earlier if he was going to, right?
Yeah.
And the Tonga twins could have turned up a lot earlier too. What was The Rock's plan? What was The Rock's plan to do? What was if Roman and Jimmy hadn't gone back to help? Would have he just spoken to them in the back?
Probably.
Like, it was just like, this felt, to me, it was a little overbooked. Now, obviously, it's going to be... I had read something about The Rock is in... It was in Atlanta, wasn't it? The Rock is in Atlanta, so maybe it's like, well, we'll have an appearance. To me, they should have saved that for Raw. They should have saved The Rock coming out on Raw.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Because just imagine, like, Jimmy Uso, I was like, wow, they made a big thing of Jimmy... Because Jimmy is the Jannetty, right? So Jimmy Uso is the Jannetty compared to Jay. So him having his moment, and I'm like, oh, that's a good way to do it. The first person to return to the bloodline was like the last one beaten up, already still aligned with Roman, and then it's a big return for him. And I was just like, and then they did all this schmoz afterwards. So Roman and Jimmy went and helped Cody. But then The Rock coming out, I was like, imagine if it had just been on Raw and Cody's out there and he's going to say what he's going to say. And then suddenly just The Rock. No one would have expected it. And they could have just had that.
See, this is where I love this particularly more. Because, like, if you notice, The Rock was like... Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, copyright police are going to get that. Is that, Sarji, is that your ringtone?
Yes.
That's amazing.
That's brilliant.
Oh, wow. The last time I had a custom ringtone, to show how old it was, I had got... So, if you're gamers, you may know what this is, you may not. My very first mobile telephone was a Nokia N-Gage, right?
Yeah.
And that was the last one I put custom ringtones on. And I had the... If you ever watched the TV show 24... They had a very specific right? And I was like, I have to have that as my ringtone. Since then, it's been too much effort. I've never done it again.
Yeah, I've got no time for that now, but I wish I could,
My phone's always on silent. It's just if it buzzes.
Same.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right, so anyway, where were we at?
I wasn't even expecting a call at this moment of the time.
Oh, wow. Was it someone important?
No, it was my cousin.
You just hung up on CM Punk. Unbelievable.
We're talking so much about bloodline that my bloodline called.
Your bloodline called. Love it. Okay, so yeah, we were saying about The Rock's return. Thoughts, guys?
Yeah, so I think this is better because like Rock gave that signal. Like, who was that towards?
Yeah,
People speculate Cody. I think it's Roman.
I think it's Roman.
Yeah.
Okay, but so obviously we're going to get to Survivor Series War Games,
Right.
and so the evil bloodline, the Wolfpack bloodline, which they should totally just embrace that. They've got the Samoan werewolf in it, right?
I personally call them transfusion.
Transfusion, exactly. Now, yeah, but so many people would muddle up that term into the modern context.
Oh, yeah, true,
They'll be like, that group. Right, anyway, I won't even say it. I'll get into trouble on this channel. Right, so you've got Solo, you've got Jacob Fatu, you've got Tonga Loa, you've got Tama Tonga. War Games have been 5-on-5. So it has to be The Rock. It has to be The Rock. And then on the other side, you can have Roman. Well, okay, after the pay-per-view, you can't have Kevin Owens in the mix now. But you'll have Roman, you'll have Jimmy, you'll have Jay, you'll have Sammy. And then who's their fifth? Because if it's not Kevin Owens... Oh, is it Cody?
It could be Cody.
Brock Lesnar.
Ooh, Brock Lesnar.
I don't know. It could be.
Heyman brings him back.
Yeah.
Oh, Joe Sargi, that would be an amazing... Yeah.
That'd be good.
Okay.
Would it be Randy? It can't really.
No. Well, who cares? Imagine it's like Survivor Series 2 years in a row. Randy's just like the fifth guy out, like the last guy out. It's like, no, but they should tease that. They should have Paul Heyman come. So they've had Jimmy come back to help Roman. Next up, they should have. I don't know. Can they have Sammy come back yet, or is he the one? Who's it more important to rejoin next? Where's the story take us?
Jimmy? Not Jay, sorry.
Jay rather, yeah. So they could have Jay come back and then he reunites with his brother. I think it's a bigger moment because Sammy was the first one to break off. So you literally go in reverse order. Yeah. But in the middle of that, they need to bring back Heyman. And then if The Rock, and if he's like, The Rock, imagine if they bring out The Rock and Roman's like, Rock, we want you to help us fight the Bloodline. But then Rock and the Bloodline beat down Roman. And so it's like, we need another person. And then Sammy is like, Sammy could be like, Kevin Owens, you're going wrong. We need another person. And then they turn to Randy Orton, and Randy could be like, I'll think about it. And then the music hits, and it's Brock Lesnar. Just that guitar riff is the best bit.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
It's the best bit. I was so sad when the first time... Did you ever have that WWF CD, which was the 3 eras, like then, now, right? Brock's theme on it doesn't have... Okay, so there is one that had like the golden era, the attitude era, and now. And it just called it Now. And on the Now one, it had got Brock Lesnar's theme, but it just started with bomb, bomb, ba bomb, bomb. And it didn't have the... No. It's like, that's the best part. Yeah, it's the best part. No, Sarajit, I think you're onto something there.
Yeah, I've been telling this from the day one that Brock Lesnar might return because Paul Heyman was taken out, na?
See, the thing is as well, like if you saw the beginning package, I know you missed the beginning of the pay-per-view, but in the package, you see Paul Heyman walking backstage with Roman. So I was like, oh, you know what? They made that slip because we haven't seen Heyman since. And I was like, how are they putting a Heyman in there?
Yeah.
So is he going to come out? Or...
Oh, okay. I completely missed that. Are you sure it wasn't like an old clip? Why would they waste Heyman's return?
Roman's wearing OTC.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I can't believe that. I missed that.
What's going on here?
Yeah. Okay. I don't think they should have Heyman align with The Rock or anything, though. Heyman should stay with Roman. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
And if they bring in Lesnar... Because, look, obviously... Lesnar hasn't been there in, a year because of the whole Vince McMahon stuff. And they've never taken him off the website.
Yeah.
Obviously, Paul Heyman and the whole TKO, Dana White thing, I think Lesnar is coming back. And reintroducing Lesnar in a ring with The Rock, with Roman, with everyone else. It's like, it's going to be hard to, if there's a negative reaction, it's going to get lost in that there's so much other stuff.
What if they swerve it?
Go on.
Lesnar is coming back, but it's not Brock. It's his daughter.
No. I couldn't stomach that. Right. She's a wonderful personality, I'm sure, Brock.
Yes.
Please don't kill me. But right, so let's talk about the match, and we can talk about some of the other matches as well. But let's since we're already there, let's talk about the Bloodline versus Roman and Cody. Thoughts on the match overall?
It was okay.
Yeah.
Kind of expected, like to me, anyway. I kind of zoned out a little bit in that match. I'll be honest.
Well, do you know what? Again, it couldn't follow what we'd already had.
No.
It couldn't follow it.
No, I did zone out a little bit, but it done what it had to do.
Yeah. I thought it was a very good match. You know, they'd got everything in there. Like, they finally had Roman and Jacob sort of going at it. But they, you know, and I have a weird feeling that a potential for WrestleMania might be Jacob Fatu versus Roman, and they just do Cody versus The Rock. Because if The Rock just wants Cody, he wants that world title main event. What do you do with Roman? Unless you make it a 3-way.
Yeah. But yeah, Jacob and... That's the match I'm looking forward to.
Jacob and Roman. It's a lot more interesting. Like, the funny thing with Solo Sikoa is he's such a... he was perfectly fine in his role when he came in. And he's like, oh, this is the Usos' other brother. He's actually pretty good. He ain't the leader. He ain't the leader.
No, he's just not
He ain't the leader at all. If they could have decided to get Jacob Fatu like 6 months earlier, then what they should have done is have not even have Roman there, but say they brought Roman out after WrestleMania. They could have had someone turn up with the hood on or whatever, destroy Roman to exit him, and it could have been Jacob Fatu saying, "I am the new leader," and it would have been a lot better than Solo.
Yeah.
Like Solo with his stupid blonde mohawk, and then trying to wear a business suit.
Yeah,
it's not believable. He looks like a thug, and they try to dress him up, and it doesn't work.
No,
you know,
not at all.
Like,
that's not his character.
Exactly. And see, the thing is, then they brought in Jacob Fatu as his enforcer, but it's like Solo's an enforcer, you know.
Yeah.
And well, if Solo's an enforcer, Jacob's a killer, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Jacob's just on another level anyway. He is.
And God bless Tonga Loa for getting a job again. Oh man.
I understand it though. SmackDown beforehand, where they kept the titles.
Yeah.
In the ladder match, I can understand it because like it had to be. Is it Tonga Loa? Is it?
Well, the crap one.
Well, I wasn't going to say that, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So Tama Tonga was the first one that came in. Tonga Loa was his brother that came in.
Tonga Loa, right? Okay, so it's Tonga Loa.
Yeah.
When he had to win that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had to establish it.
Him climbing up. Do you know what? And I saw people on Twitter saying that, oh, he didn't take the belts down, he took down the hook. But when you've got multiple titles, you do.
Exactly. Yeah. You do.
I think Tonga Loa should change his name to Bocha Loa.
Yeah. Do you know what though? My favourite Tonga Loa botch, and there's been so many, is when I think it was so I think Kevin Owens was going to powerbomb was it Tama Tonga or whoever he was going to powerbomb? Say it was Tama Tonga, and
Kevin was going to powerbomb Tama Tonga.
Yeah, and he goes to do a low blow, doesn't low blow Kevin Owens, but punches Tama Tonga in the head.
First he underpunched. Right.
Yeah, he missed.
Then he overpunched.
Yeah, he overpunched. And the third bowl of porridge is just right, as they say. You know. Oh, that was fantastic. Oh. And it's like, there's that clip from when he's in New Japan where he's doing these devastating chops, which are as powerful as this.
Oh my god. Gosh.
Oh, yeah, he is the gift that keeps on giving. Yeah, you know it, Sergi. You've seen the clip. But, oh my god. So yeah, to me that felt a little overbooked at the end. I felt that I was pleased for Jimmy Uso to get a moment because I felt like that. Although Jimmy Uso's kind of goofy, and I know that's somewhat his character. Yeet, no yeet, don't say that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the biggest thing about this is like afterwards he was like, yeah, come on, man, yeah, we're good, we're great. It's like, why haven't you picked up the phone? Right, you two didn't even fall out. You two didn't even fall out. Yeah, this isn't a reunion. You two didn't fall out ever. And it's like going back months. Paul Heyman, he's looking so ill in that. Why didn't he just fly on a plane to Romans? You know, he wasn't a hostage. He wasn't a hostage. Like Solo Sikoa wasn't keeping him in a cage. He was turning up at arenas each week in like new suits.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
So there's a little bit of suspension of disbelief, I guess.
I was going to say, if we had, what's the word I'm looking for? Reality in everything, it just wouldn't work, really.
Yeah, it wouldn't work. You're absolutely right, Gav. Okay, so we also had Nia Jax and Bayley. Now, I'm going to be honest, I totally tuned out of this match after Hell in a Cell. Sarah G, you have a reaction there. What were your thoughts on it?
The Money in the Bank should have been cashed in that match.
No, I think they can milk it a little longer.
Yeah.
They teased it. I think that was absolutely their biggest tease yet.
Yeah.
So I don't know where the right place to do it is.
Only credit I will give in that match is Nia Jax doing an Undertaker sit-up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually called it before it happened. I was like, she's in the perfect position for Undertaker to sit up. And it was just like, wow, she's actually done it.
Yeah. No, I think, look, if she's The Rock's cousin, basically. So, of course, she's had this tremendous push this year where she was like Queen of the Ring, Money in the Bank, not Money in the Bank, wins the title. So the Money in the Bank cash in.
Queen of the Ring.
I don't think, because if she loses it now, and it's Tiffy time, it would be weird Nia Jax chasing at her for it straight away. It feels like that point where it gets to the beginning of the year, and it's like, oh, whoever loses their title, they're screwed for WrestleMania. I don't know who they could put that title on.
You know something?
Go for it.
I'm just now thinking, because we all know that Crown Jewel is going to be champion versus champion now.
Yeah.
Is this the time when Tiffy could catch in on one of them? Because it's champion.
Well, and then she ends up with that ginormous belt that they showed.
I don't know.
That would be amazing.
It would be different, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But if she makes it a triple threat and she wins, but then she wouldn't win the title, though, would she?
Well, she would.
The title's not on the line. She'll win the Crown Jewel title, but...
No, but because she's the Money in the Bank, she can challenge for the title whenever.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
So imagine, it's Tiffy time. She runs out, and then she pins. Oh no! Imagine if she then got pinned.
Would she pin Liv or would she pin Nia?
I don't know.
To then win the title.
I think she could pin either, actually.
And then she walks out with 2 belts.
Yeah. That would be good. Belts. That would be interesting. They haven't showed the woman's one yet. They only showed one belt. If it's that was a belt, do you remember that meme where it shows Adam Cole as a child with a giant belt, right?
Yeah.
I've never seen. I think I've seen on one indie promotion, indie wrestling giant belt. Like I've never seen a belt that big. Okay. Oh man, connection error. I bet that is the one as well. Okay, let's bring it up. Let's have a look here. Okay, so this is a belt. And why do they call this the Champion of Champions belt?
What, the Crown Jewel one?
Yeah, or is it the Crown Jewel belt? Right. Honestly, I don't know what championship it is, but it looks like this. If you've ever seen that championship before, It's so big.
That
It's
is
too
massive.
big, isn't it?
That's way too big.
Yeah.
Was that for Big Show?
It is New South champion for whatever indie promotion that is.
That's Big Show's belt.
Actually,
I'm saying that it should be
well, it
Big
should
Show.
be. Yeah, it looks like it would fit Andre the
So
Giant.
how massive it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, let's bring up this Crown Jewel Championship because it's overly large.
Yeah.
But it feels like every show that they do out in Saudi, like when Braun Strowman won a green belt.
Just not to cross you, but your T-shirt, man, that's pretty crazy. How I was looking.
Oh, what this?
Yeah.
I know, it's the green.
Yeah.
Literally, 10 seconds. Gav, if you'd turned up 10 seconds earlier, you'd have been like thinking this is some sort of freaky show. Because I suddenly realised that I'd got a green shirt on. And I quickly had to grab something. And you'd be like, David, wait, I'm not interested in this. Right, it would have been some weird striptease that I was doing. Right, okay, let's bring up this open image in a new tab. The Triple H reveal of this belt. It's as comically big as that other one. Just because look at the size of it.
Wow. Yeah.
Like, literally, if you look here, the side plate looks like the world title.
Yeah.
It's the same shape as the world title. So if it's got the world... I thought the other side was going to be like the WWE title, which would have been a nice idea. But each side plate is shaped like the World Championship.
Yeah. That's a massive belt. But then again, do you know what? Is that a title that is just going to be the same as when Braun Strowman won?
Yeah. You'll never see it again.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's more like when they... Finally this year, for the first time since Brock Lesnar won the King of the Ring, they said the person that wins the King of the Ring gets a world title shot. It's like this formula that, you know, when they brought it in for the Royal Rumble, you win the Royal Rumble, 3 months later you challenge at WrestleMania. You win King of the Ring, 3 months later you challenge at SummerSlam. It's such an obvious formula. This is the first year since Brock Lesnar where they decided to do that. But if this is the world champion versus the WWE champion, what's the point of winning it? You don't get a title shot. You just get this trophy.
No.
It's I hate to say it's meaningless, but it's kind of the equivalent of AEW's Owen Hart Championship belt. Because they celebrate with the belts and do nothing with it.
For the Survivor Series champion versus champion.
Survivor Series what?
Oh yeah, champion versus champion.
A Survivor Series?
They may be compensating us for that. Because now at Survivor Series, everything is inside the cage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah.
To be honest, those Survivor Series matches where the brand versus brand matches were actually made sense.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I liked that, but unfortunately with Survivor Series, it's all... so finally WCW, it turns out, did win on this level. Because the Survivor Series concept is dead, and it's all about war games.
Yeah.
So they're not going to have like a 4-on-4 or 5-on-5 Survivor Series match and then do a War Games match.
Yeah, exactly.
So Survivor Series is unfortunately dead in the water because of it. Oh, but so coming back to this giant belt, champion versus champion, we had Gunther come out, and in the ring was Goldberg. And okay, my biggest takeaway from that is like Gunther seemed to forget where the hard cam was. He'd got his back, like he did the whole promo over his shoulder. It was weird because obviously Goldberg was where he was. But I just loved it. It's like, so Gage, I just hope that Bill is a better father than he is a professional wrestler. Such a good line.
It's brilliant.
Such a good line. But who else? As much as... Like, if Goldberg had suddenly be like, let's wrestle, and Gunther was like, I've got 3 minutes to wrestle you now, right? If they'd done the match, like, Gunther would have had to have won. If they'd done the match and Goldberg had won and won the title, and then Gunther says, I want my rematch tomorrow night, and then they just do it.
Yeah.
It's probably still a mistake, but I would have still popped for it. However, did anyone else get the fear go down their spine? That Gunther versus Goldberg, and Goldberg will just be like, do you know what, I want the belt. And that is going to happen, because there was a thing afterwards where they showed Triple H and Goldberg meeting, and Triple H said to him, we'll speak again really soon. And it's like,
Yeah.
what are they going to do? Because the only match now is Goldberg versus Gunther. You know,
Yeah.
and Goldberg losing it, fine if it's going to be, if they do it in a proper way for his retirement. But otherwise, like, Goldberg just losing, unless it is his retirement match and they advertise it as win or lose, this is me done. Right? Unless they say win or lose, this will be my last match, and I'm going to teach Gunther a lesson. I don't think I'll win, but, you know, you're going to... Like, exactly what they said when he wrestled Brock Lesnar. When they probably... You know, Goldberg came back, he said, Brock Lesnar, you're last, right? And that was great. You're next, now you're last, but then they were like, actually, let's get you wrestling 3 times a year for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
But what he said to Brock Lesnar in that promo was like, you know, I don't know that I'm going to win, and I might end up in hospital, but so are you going to end up in hospital. And that's what Goldberg needs to do. He says, this is going to be my last match, Gunther. You know, whether I win or lose, I'm going to put you in the hospital. And they should just do that. Gunther should win, but Gunther should, you know, been like, oh, wow, I wrestled Bill Goldberg and I feel it, you know.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I have to leave now. I just received a message. I have to leave. I'm very sorry.
It's all right.
It's an emergency.
Sarji. No, been a pleasure, Sarji.
See you guys later.
Don't worry.
Thank you.
Okay. Wow. That is a man who got a booty call, right? The urgency
There you go.
of it.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly. You know, it's like, oh, it's odd. It's go time. Right. Well, anyway, Gav, there's a couple more matches, I think, from whatever it was called. What was it called? Bad Blood. Jesus.
Bad Blood.
Yeah.
I was going to say Bad Bunny then.
Yeah, Bad Bunny. So we had Damian Priest and Finn Balor. It was fine.
It was a match.
Yeah, it was a match. Priest won, you know.
You was right as well, you and David.
Well, yeah, like, I think if Priest lost now after losing the world title, it's just like, he needed something, some sort of...
Yeah. I was just there thinking, like, story-wise, how does it go when he wins again? So
I think they're just going to move it on, like, you know, the Judgment Day will do something else, and Damian Priest will probably be lost in the shuffle until... I don't know, like until the Royal Rumble or something.
Royal Rumble, yeah.
But yeah, like, also I read about Damian Priest that apparently he hates the nickname of Bisexual Undertaker. But
that's so true.
It's so funny, right? And he's like, I don't know where this came from. But the funny thing was, the story that he hates it was being said by Rhea Ripley, who loves it.
Yeah, exactly.
She's the one that keeps calling him it, because the internet called him it, and she probably found that so funny.
They also called him something else, but I can't say it on here.
Oh, okay.
But
okay. Like, let me know later.
Starts with Steve, and it ends with Taker.
Right. Okay. Gosh, but yeah, so, yeah, I don't know where Damian Priest goes for his next feud or something. They'd be foolish to let him completely cool off, but I don't know. Unless they, if he comes out in the next, because I didn't see Raw, so maybe you already did. But if he comes out and he's going to, be like, right, I'm going to get back on for the world title, and then the Judgment Day or Finn Balor in particular, it's like really like almost kills him, and so then he's got a reason to come back and have that bigger match later. I just don't think they can milk this until WrestleMania now.
See, that's because I guess I'm in the same boat as you. Haven't seen anything yet with him.
Yeah.
I just finished the world title match with Sammy and Gunther.
Was it good?
It was alright. It was good. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I take it that Sammy didn't win. Because like I said, I didn't even see it. I didn't hear that you won, so I assume that he didn't.
It for you. I'll let you watch.
He didn't win then. He didn't win. Like, I would have definitely seen the news that if we'd got a new world champion.
Yeah, true.
I'll check to see if there's any other breaking news, because I had a little look to see what there was, but I didn't see any major news throughout the day.
Oh, you don't mind the spoiler then?
Yeah, I don't mind the spoiler at all.
Oh, right. Well, yeah, Sammy lost.
Of course.
But he went out pretty good.
Yeah, like they'd have had a good match, no doubt.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the last match I got up to anyway, so I haven't seen anything beyond that.
But like Sammy had to lose because he's about to be rejoining the bloodline.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
if they don't do that, then they're fools.
They're missing out. Got to be feeling oozy.
Yeah,
you know?
he's got to be feeling oozy. Like Sami Zayn hasn't when he left the bloodline and he was like so fiery and stuff like this, fired up. It's just like he lost all his character.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like conspiracy theory Sammy before this, and then like by the time it was just him and Kevin Owens as tag champions, it's like you've lost your entire character.
The whole character's just gone.
Let's talk about Kevin Owens actually. And
true.
So Kevin Owens attacked Cody after the pay-per-view, and they didn't even show it. Like I watched the press conference, and when Triple H came out, he's like, "Oh, Cody can't make it after all," and I was literally like, "Oh, that's a bit weird," because they'd announced Cody was going to do it, and this is clever. It's a deeper level of storytelling.
But that's what I was going to say. Like, the press that was there didn't even pick up on it.
Yeah.
Why didn't they ask, like, how comes Cody? Is everything all right? Kind of thing.
Like, sure, perhaps they just hadn't got the like tweets. No one messaged just saying like, "Oh, we just got a report that Cody was beaten up by Kevin Owens outside."
Yeah, they should have. Then again, it makes it look more real. And I think what they did was learn from AEW here with CM Punk.
Yeah.
I think that whole thing was taken for. Punk has given a lot to this industry, including that. So I think that's what they used it.
See, when they say about like one of the things they say along with the Triple H era is like, is it the reality era?
Yeah.
And I think there is that aspect where if you make things, because one of the other points that I read about, and actually we were just seen watching the show, when Punk left the ring after the match, he suddenly said they were putting air on him. I was like, what's happened to Punk? And apparently that was all part of the plan. But you don't normally see that with a winner.
No, it's brilliant.
Even how he fell over with the face mask on, and Drew was up in the ring like, "Oh, I can't believe I lost." Yeah,
brilliant.
Yeah, no, they're doing good stuff. Overall, AEW have I think we can just briefly touch on this, I suppose, right? But was there any other matches that we didn't?
Yeah, Rhea.
Oh,
Rhea versus.
Oh yeah. Okay, so. Okay, how did they do that spot where was Dominic obviously wearing like a harness around his waist?
Yeah,
how did that not kill him?
Because like I don't know if it was a hard like what was it? You know when you're in the gym and you can wear those leg extensions,
right?
Wraps around your leg. I think it's something similar to that. That was tied onto the cage, so that he can then roll out and be hanging.
He was up there. He was upside down for ages, though.
Ages. I was there thinking all the blood rushing to his head.
Yeah.
All that movement and whatnot. But yeah, they messed up the spot though. Well, I don't know if it's
with the referee. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he missed the cue.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
Something went slightly weird at the end there.
Yeah. It did.
The match was fine. It was kind of what I expected it. I thought Liv needed to keep the title at this stage.
Definitely.
I still don't know what. Same with Damian Priest. I don't know what you do with Rhea next, other than that she'll probably just continue in this feud with Dominic. But her feud with Liv is more a feud with Dominic, so it's just. But that's where I said. So if Jey Uso is going to end up rejoining the Bloodline, if he drops the Intercontinental title to Dominic, imagine if you've got Dominic Intercontinental Champion. And then Liv Morgan, Women's Champion. And then, say next month on the pay-per-view, they say, oh, there was a screwy finish there. You know, I want my rematch. Something, and Liv Morgan says, well, if you don't beat me this time, you can never challenge me again. Liv Morgan then wins. And then imagine we get to the Royal Rumble or something. In the build-up to WrestleMania, Liv Morgan stood there with a woman's title. Dominic stood there with the Intercontinental title. Rhea Ripley comes out and she's like, I want that championship. And Liv's like, no, I beat you. I don't ever have to defend it again. She's like, I'm not talking about that championship.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. That'd be brilliant.
I would love it.
Yeah,
having a woman beat a man, it's the slight suspension of disbelief. Sometimes. But when you've got, the right woman, when you've got China,
definitely.
Or
Beth
Beth Phoenix, yeah, thank you. And then in TNA, who was the women's world champion? The world champion.
Jordan Grace?
No. The woman that won the world title, Tessa Blanchard.
Right. All right, okay.
So
she
beat Sami Callihan to become the men's world champion, right?
Yeah.
And then that was when the pandemic happened. I think Tessa Blanchard got into a lot of hot water with loads of different things, and so I don't know if she ever even dropped the title. So that kind of died out like a damp whimper anyway.
Like a fart in the woods.
Yeah. So Liv Morgan, like who was it they had? Didn't they have Alexa Bliss pin Randy Orton once? When it was the whole Fiend stuff.
Yeah, that's right,
stuff. Like, if you're doing all this spooky Fiend stuff there, but like that would never ever happen.
No.
I believe that Rhea Ripley could beat Dominic Mysterio.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So you have to have the right context to make it work.
Believable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to be believable. Yeah.
Okay, so cool. Let's have a quick look. So I'll bring up there's an AEW pay-per-view this weekend, right?
Apparently so.
What one is it? It's Wrestle Dream. Is it Wrestle Dream?
It's not Forbidden Door or anything, is it?
I think it's Wrestle Dream. Let's look it up. Wrestle Dream 2024. Yeah, so Saturday the 12th of October. I'll bring up the match card. We don't have to spend long on it. Let's just have a look to see if there's anything major happening for it. Because I'll be honest, I haven't seen AEW properly in about 3 weeks.
Yeah, me a lot longer.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to get to grips with it again.
Wait, Wrestle Dream 12th of October. Oh no, yeah, I thought it was the results. I was like, how have they got the results on Wikipedia?
Is that Sunday, is it?
Yeah. Okay, so is it Sunday? So if today's the 8th...
Friday's the 11th,
Saturday,
yeah.
Okay, so that's a good thing. Bryan Danielson versus Jon Moxley, which obviously it would have to be.
Oh, yeah.
Is Shane McMahon going to turn up is the question.
Okay. What do you think?
Yes, because who else are they teasing that's behind Jon Moxley and the Blackpool Combat Club's new direction?
It's got to be, really, isn't it?
Yeah. And if imagine if Tony Khan had got him signed, but also had a couple of other people in the...
Yeah.
See, he's stupid, right? If he wanted to do a slight invasion kind of thing, not because the invasion's been done so many times, but if they brought in Shane McMahon with Jon Moxley, with Cesaro, and whoever else is, I don't know if Wheeler Utah's on the same page as them now, but imagine if he had then said, "Oh, but I didn't just come alone," and out walks the Hurt Business with them. You could have brought in oh my god, because that way you've got Jon Moxley, you've got Cesaro, you've got Bobby Lashley. Even though he's more of a manager now, MVP, it would look like shit. This team can destroy anyone.
And Shelton turned up, didn't he?
Oh, and Shelton, for goodness sake. Yeah, you're right. So you could have had this incredibly dominant looking faction to... Right,
exactly. It's so true.
And the reason I'd say to do that, because I'm sure some people would think, well, that's a waste of the Hurt Business to just be the lackeys coming in with Shane. If you've got the Blackpool Combat Club and they're in the world title picture with Moxley and Shane McMahon, what's Shelton going to be doing, and Lashley, and whether or not MVP wrestles? They're going to get so lost in the shuffle so quickly.
They will.
It's crazy. I just hate the fact that probably my prediction is by February next year, Shelton Benjamin will be one half of the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions with someone.
It's probably true.
Yeah.
It's probably true.
Yeah.
And the thing is, they probably won't even use the Hurt Business properly.
Well, exactly. I mean, even Cesaro, they made him Ring of Honor World Champion, but the whole thing of when he was in WWE was, they should push him to the moon. AEW still haven't, And Shelton Benjamin is another guy who you could say he should have been pushed to the moon, and it ain't going to happen.
Controversial thing here.
Yeah, go for it.
I can't see Cesaro or Claudio as world champion.
Well, he can be Ring of Honor world champion. He isn't going to be...
I don't think he's got... I don't know what it is. It just doesn't connect in that regard to me.
I agree. maybe look, he speaks like 5 languages or something, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's really impressive, but I just don't think he's got the charisma on the mic.
Connection. Yeah, exactly.
You're right. It's the connection. He doesn't have the connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the same with Shelton as well. It's like.
Yeah. I don't know. Look, love it or hate it, his best run personality-wise was Mama Benjamin.
Mama.
Yeah.
Mama Benjamin was brilliant.
that was suddenly, it worked so well. Like after the disaster of Judy Bagwell, actually running with that storyline, he had personality. He just, like, Shelton Benjamin has got as much personality as Brock Lesnar.
Well, yeah, true. Probably more.
Exactly.
Probably more.
The only difference between them, because look, they were a tag team. They were like OVW tag team champions. The only difference is Brock Lesnar is bigger, and his face he just needs to stand there.
Because
you know that's the only difference. But like, you know, both of them could have been world champions. Like, I can't believe. Do you remember the Royal Rumble where Brock eliminated everyone, and then Shelton came out, and Shelton's like, "Hey, we were friends." That was the only time they ever referenced the fact that they were friends.
Yeah.
You so could have used it as, like, you know, Shelton being his sort of like slightly sneaky backup man, and then Shelton has a match or whatever, and then just occasionally Brock comes out, obliterates someone, and Shelton could have got like a sneaky win or something that he didn't earn just because Brock did something or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Right, let's quickly run through what else there is, because to be honest, I don't know a lot. Darby Allin versus Brody King. I can't imagine what is leading into that feud. I'm not.
I was going to say, I've seen that before.
Oh, really? Mark Briscoe versus Chris Jericho for the Ring of Honor World Title on an AEW pay-per-view.
Oh, God. Yeah. Okay.
Jericho's probably going to win it as well. Jericho's already been Ring of Honor champion, though, hasn't he? So
yeah, exactly.
So maybe
wasn't that when he was there going on about the 8-time kind of thing?
Yeah, yeah. Will Ospreay versus Ricochet versus Takeshita. That will probably be really good, but I think that Takeshita is going to be the thing that brings it down. He's going to throw off their rhythm, basically, is my prediction. Young Bucks versus Private Party. Wow, I can't believe I haven't seen Private Party in a prominent role in a long time. They're obviously not going to win, though.
No.
Right. But they are like AEW originals, so it's good that they're still. But unfortunately, I just think they're going to disappear as quickly as they've re-emerged.
Yeah.
Which is the thing. Mariah May versus Britt Baker, or Willow Nightingale, which will be interesting. I think they'll probably go with Willow, but they might go with Britt. They'll probably go with Willow, in my opinion.
I didn't realise she was back.
Who? Britt.
Yeah.
Well, she wrestled at All In against Assadie.
Yeah, but she went away after.
Sasha isn't wrestling on this pay-per-view. That's weird. Oh well. But anyway, so like for next week or whatever, if we all catch up on this show, we can give like proper reaction and stuff to it. But like some of my predictions, truthfully, Gav.
I get called everything.
Yeah, sorry, mate. Sorry. But some of my predictions would just be stabs in the dark because I haven't seen AEW properly in a couple of weeks. So, Darby Allin versus Brody King. I can't even imagine what led to that match.
See, Brody King choked him out. I remember that the first match that Brody King had.
Oh, he choked out
Darby.
Okay.
And it was dangling over the rope, wasn't it? Onto the floor.
Oh, yeah, it rings a bell. Well, that's taken them a long time to have a pay-per-view match as a result of it.
Yeah, that's been about 2 years.
Yeah. Wow, I think Brody King's been there, I think, even a little bit longer. But yeah. Like, time flies so weirdly nowadays. In the world of wrestling. Like, it feels like Matt Hardy just debuted in AEW, yet he's been there and left since. So
true.
Yeah. Okay,
he's now obsolete.
Sorry, go ahead.
He's now obsolete.
Delete. Right. Delete. Okay. So yeah, having a quick look here, I don't think I see any late breaking news. So yeah, let's take that as a positive.
Good.
Right. So Gav, it's been a pleasure as always. Where can the people find you?
As always, It's been great. You can find me here next time, and if you want, I'm not begging any followers, just don't follow me.
Yeah.
The best Gav on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it.
Okay, and my name is David Pstansky. Find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at David Pstansky. And with that, make sure you smash that subscribe button. This will be the last of the current era of Slam Jam, but it's going to just be better from next time. New graphics, still pretty much the same, but just a few tweaks to the format and stuff. But all these details will come out next week, I guess. So until next time, take care and ciao.